some of the best true stories from our subreddit about more of our weirdest food cravings. I'm Doopy, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Pure Demon. When Melissa was young, she used to chew on fresh tree branches from the tree next to her house. For some reason, at the time, they tasted really good, and she remembered them having a really good texture to chew on. Melissa would grab a piece with really green leaves and just chew on it, and when the leaves fell, she wouldn't eat it because it didn't taste as good. Number 9 was submitted by Daniel Svensson, 93. Shima's grandmother ate sand from the beach when she was pregnant. She had no idea why she did that, but Shima thinks it's horrible when she has a sandwich at the beach and there's just 1 or 2 grains of sand on it. It's like the end of the world for her. A mouthful of sand just doesn't sound too appetizing. Number 8 was submitted by Sarah Gimas. When Honeybits was pregnant, one of her weirdest food cravings was when she had clams and ice cream. Though other food cravings included mac and cheese with chocolate milk, it had to be chocolate or she would have gone nuts. Wasabi seaweed and vanilla ice cream and Cajun-style anything. It's weird because Honeybits usually hates anything that burns her mouth. Despite her weird cravings, she's fine with chicken as long as it has a bone, but she won't touch it if it's boneless, and the mere sight of it will make her gag. Also, Honeybits can't eat bananas without throwing up, and she can't eat any cake without feeling absolutely miserable right afterwards. Number 7 was submitted by Lady of the Dragons. This may sound gross, but Pandora craved 50W motor oil when she was pregnant. She would sip from the bottle like it was a milkshake. During both of her sisters' pregnancies, one of them ate a lot of hot, spicy foods. The hotter, the better. It would give Pandora heartburn and indigestion just watching her. Then her sister would chase the whole thing with pickle juice. Not the pickles, just the juice. To answer that burning question, she had 2 girls. Number 6 was submitted by Dusk King Wolf. The weirdest food craving Ghost Toast has ever had, and he was not high, he just loves trying new food and food combos, was a sandwich that had ham, deli-thin turkey, roast beef, cheddar cheese, provolone cheese, lettuce, tomato, cream cheese, chocolate, a chocolate chip cookie, bacon, crunchy peanut butter, taco sauce, Wilshire sauce, honey, and barbecue sauce, all on wheat bread. Well, Ghost Toast thought it was amazing, but his family thought it was weird. I wonder why. Number 5 was submitted by Fear of Victory. So, Dolan has pica, which means he gets weird food cravings for non-food, and also has trichotillomania, which is basically when you pluck out your hair. When he was 10, Dolan used to pluck his hair out and nibble off the roots. That's it. Long story short, he usually gets a craving for his own bodily hair, and anyone else's is nasty. Although it was the worst when he was at that age, he still does it. Dolan also picks at and eats scabs and acne as well as dry skin. When it comes to actual food, he used to eat sugar packets at restaurants whenever his dad went to the bathroom. He would also sneak them home in his sweatshirt pockets. Around the same age, Dolan would put ketchup on anything and everything. One he remembers is lettuce and ketchup. Number 4 was submitted by Zero Gamer Tour. When Nixium was about 8 or 9, he got very hungry one day and decided to go to the kitchen and make himself the weirdest sandwich ever. It had tomatoes, 5 different types of cheeses, onions, green and red peppers, ham, bacon, chicken, steak, ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard, 1 bar of chocolate, sausage, and pickles. It turns out that Nixium got food poisoning because the chocolate he ate was 2 months past its expiration date. Number 3 was submitted by Dex637. As a repetitive stress eater with AP classes, Gooby craved what some would call, quite literally, garbage. Of the weirdest things she's craved, Gooby would have to say that her Pringle chocolate kiwi was the worst. What she would do is take an unrefrigerated kiwi, cut it open, put some dark raspberry chocolate in, carved out with a spoon, and put that in the microwave for 5 seconds for some heat. After that, she would crumble up 2 or 3 salt and vinegar Pringles and sprinkle them on the chocolate, then mash it together. Honestly, that doesn't sound half bad. Number 2 was submitted by Midnight Wonder Girl. A few years ago, while visiting her grandparents, Auntie Mations was craving a sandwich. Now that may sound normal, but just wait till you hear what she had put on it. Her grandma always made the best raspberry jam in the whole world, so needless to say, Animations decided that it had to be on it. But she wanted something else on it. Most people would slather peanut butter on a jam sandwich, but not her. She put butter on it instead. Animations then decided to add pepper to it, as she loves spicy stuff. Then she went on to put lettuce and onions on the sandwich. When her grandparents saw her bizarre sandwich, they doubted that she would like it. Animations took a huge bite of it, and it was actually pretty delicious. She ended up making the same sandwich several times after that, and it was one of her favorite things to eat, even if others found it disgusting. She doesn't eat it anymore, but not because she's grown to dislike it. She just kind of lost interest to put on the lettuce and onion at some point. But Animation still uses the rest of the ingredients. Number 1 was submitted by me. So this isn't much of a food craving as much as it's a habit, but I tend to chew and eat the inside of my mouth, as in my lips and my cheeks. I've always had this habit. My dad also has this habit. It is just something I do when I have anxiety or I'm bored. In a lot of class pictures, I'm making a really weird smooching sort of face because I'm chewing the inside of my mouth. It's pretty embarrassing as well as gross, but I'm used to it and I can't stop. It's a habit. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you at a restaurant? Let us know in the Reddit page link below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.